What if anything could be healed? Really let that sink in. What if anything could be healed? Absolutely anything. Well, Jesus demonstrated this place of healing. He demonstrated that anything could be healed because he healed everything. And in this community, that's what we talk about. We talk about the law of God. We talk about the law of good. It's that part of the definition of what's known as Christian Science, divine science. I'm Lisa Taylor, and we talk about that here. And there's a need for us to kind of peel back the curtain and look behind the curtain and say, okay, what does that look like for us? If Jesus said, and greater works than these shall ye do, then what does it look like? If we follow his example, what does that look like? And I grew up studying Christian Science and reading the book Science and Health with Key to the Scriptures by Mary Baker Eddy. And it is a textbook of divine healing. It is a textbook of this divine science that Jesus demonstrated. It's kind of unpacking that. And the very first line, once you get through the preface, which if you haven't read the book, I would highly recommend it. Don't leave out a lot of times people just like skip over the introduction. Like read the preface because the preface is amazing. But the very first line of chapter 1 is the prayer that reforms the sinner and heals the sick is an absolute faith that all things are possible to God, a spiritual understanding of him, an unselfed love. It's like when the disciples learned more after the resurrection, and they saw what the possibility of divine healing looked like, of divine expression looked like. They understood more what Jesus was practicing. And they saw a little bit more of the infinite possibilities of truth, of love, of good. And we get to be in that place. So that's what this channel is about. If you haven't subscribed, definitely subscribe. If you like this stuff, share it with other people who might and comment. Let me know what you're thinking. So this is a community. This is a two-way street. And we're here to just kind of unpack and learn and let it be messy. Like there's so much in kind of religious circles or sort of church circles, which there's nothing wrong with that. I go to a church and I am very active in the church and I'm a reader and all the different things. But outside of that, well, can you actually get outside of the structure of truth and love? Because that's the part of the definition of church that we're given by Mrs. Eddy, which I love. You can't really get outside of the structure of truth and love, but outside the sort of human manifestation of that, there are times when we need to just kind of let our hair down a little bit and not try to be so perfect, humanly speaking, and really get to the heart of it. The prayer that reforms the sinner and heals the sick is an absolute faith that all things are possible to God, a spiritual understanding of him, and unselfed love. It's like, well, just start with an unselfed love. What does an unselfed love look like? Does that look like the way other people talk about it looking? Or does it look like something that comes from our heart and comes from a place of really having that desire and turning that desire over to God and letting God mold and exalt the desire and let it take form in words and in deeds that are actually the expression of truth and love? So in this community, this whole channel, the whole reason for our being here is to just kind of unpack it all and look at it with fresh eyes and see this divine science is an amazing way of thinking, is probably a better way than saying a tool. It's a way of thinking. It's a way of approach. It's a way of living. It's a way of being. And living by divine law looks different from living by material law. Living by divine law is what Jesus did. He was the example of living by divine law. So we get to do that. We get to follow his example and live by divine law and not be constrained by material law, the laws of birth and death, the laws of sort of time and space and gravity and supply and demand and all the supposed limiting laws, quote unquote, that we're asked to live by, but we have a choice. That's the thing. This choice matters. We have a choice whether we subscribe to the limiting laws of material belief or we subscribe to the unlimited laws of divine understanding and divine law and the law of God, the law of good. It's like we have a choice, and this choice matters. That's why this choice matters. Like we have a choice as to how we operate walking around here on the planet. Like, are you going to buy into all the limiting beliefs? Like, there's no reason to. It's like nobody's holding a torch over your head saying you have to. It's like, no, choose. You don't have to. Jesus didn't. And he's the example to follow. He didn't. He didn't even follow the laws of gravity. He walked on the water. It's like, yeah, walk through walls. Like I'm this is that he calls him the most scientific man that ever trod the globe. Yeah, because he understood his mastery, his authority over, his dominion over those material laws that everybody else is living by. It's like, don't need to live by those. So this is sort of the divine experiment that we get to practice living by spiritual law, living by God's law, and see where that leads us. And yeah, it's messy. And yeah, we make mistakes. And yeah, we fall and skin our knees. And it's like, okay, I'm in for all of it. It's like, I want to be in the arena. Don't you love that quote? Brene Brown quotes that. I love that quote, that Theodore Roosevelt quote. I want to be in the arena. I don't want to be in the stands criticizing people who are really striving. Like, I want to be in the arena, getting my knees bloodied. I don't really want to get my knees bloodied, but you know what I mean? It's like, I want to be in it and demonstrating as best I can and letting it be messy and letting it be public. Like sometimes it takes courage to be in the arena. So let's all be in the arena together. Now we can support each other. Anyway, that's my message today. Put a comment down below. Let me know. Courage. I think that's the word. I want to see, do you have the courage to make the choice to live by the law of God? And do you have the courage to get into the arena and let it be messy and keep going? Like, not bail, just let it be messy. Because which hard do you want? That's a question I ask in our community all the time. Which hard do you want? Do you want the hard of living by material law? Or do you want the hard of striving to live by spiritual law and letting it be messy and doing the best we can and keep going? It's like, I'm going to keep going on the path of truth. I'm not going to bail and go on the other path, because that, I know where that path leads. It leads to death. That's like, I'm not interested. I'm interested in the path of life and the path of truth and the path of love. And no matter how messy it is, no matter how many mistakes I make, actually, they're not mistakes, they're just opportunities to learn. It's like, let's reframe it. Let's not even call it mistakes. This guy's like, okay, yeah, those mistakes, those are opportunities to learn more. It's like, that's a good thing. So let it be messy, be humble. Let's just let's do this together and not keep posturing that, oh, we're so good and weak. It's like, no, there is none good but the Father. Like, I can of mine own self do nothing. That's like, that makes me weep. I can of my own self do nothing. Nothing. So I want to walk on that path. You guys are going to make me cry. Okay. I'm gonna let the tears go by. I'm gonna let the emotion swell and go by. It's like, you just wait, what is it, 90 seconds? Wait for 90 seconds and the emotion passes. Because it all comes, emotion comes up for all of us, but it's not who we are. So just let it pass and go, oh yeah, no, that was interesting. Oh, cool. All right. I love you. I see you. Let's do this together. Like, subscribe, share. Let's do it together. Let's build this community of people who are spiritual warriors ready to put God at the center and keep going, no matter how messy it gets. Like, this is the messy place. I'll be known as the messy place. All right. Lots of love. See you next time.